Right, so we're gonna move into the common reasons for ad failure, right? So first we have poor visual storytelling, right? So instead of just going through them continuously and just giving you the headline, we're gonna go through them one by one. So first we have poor visual storytelling, right? Your ads failed to create emotional connections through visuals, showing products without context or lifestyle relevance. Avatar being one of the main issues. Now, if you do UGC content, right? Now, UGC content varies, but if you do the specific one where you show your avatar and you show off whatever product they have, it's sort of a product shot, but there's an avatar. Before I even go into other things, avatar being the most important. If your avatar does not align with your ideal customers, how do you think your product is going to appeal to them? Because they don't see themselves in that particular person's shoes. Now, mind you, I'm not saying get people that will look exactly like your audience. People are different. Every single one of us is different. It's just a matter of understanding your ideal customer and ensuring that you can get as close as possible to the majority of your ideal customer with the avatar. Right? This is going to create relevance. This is going to allow them to see themselves in the person's field, life, whatever it is that you're trying to sell them, right? They're gonna see themselves as, hey, that could be me. I could be owning that very good watch. I could be owning that really nice pet-friendly scratcher for my dog. Whatever it is, that mat, that bed, whatever it is, right? And this also ties into emotional connections. If the avatar is not close to them, there is no emotional connection, right? Your product shots, they have zero context or lifestyle relevance. It's not relevant to your ideal customer and their lifestyle. So guess what? Those creatives that were popping off before, maybe they were not even popping off pre Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Maybe you've been struggling from pre Black Friday and Cyber Monday dip up until now, even post, you've been struggling all throughout. Why has that been? It's because your ads fail to create emotional connections. People will not buy from people that do not tap into their emotion, And funny enough, you've heard this before. There are logical buyers and there are emotional buyers. Mind you, I think every sort of buying is emotional. Every bit of buying is emotional. You could argue there's logic buying, but it's emotional. It's driven by emotion. Now, if there's no emotional connection, what do you think is going to happen? Your creatives are not going to pop off. You're going to be wasting money launching creatives that are not even going to work because there is no emotional relevance or context. Secondly, you have generic messaging, especially when it was the heat of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, especially leading up to it as well. But let me just go into it. You may have used identical language across campaigns, failing to differentiate between awareness, consideration, and conversion stages. You pumped out multiple campaigns. So did other brands. So did brand X, brand Y, brand Z, brand E, brand B, brand A. Every single one of them pumped out ads. Creatives were being launched like there's no tomorrow. Cool, understandable. But there was identical language across campaigns. Let's not even put competitors in there. From you alone, you launched about 6 creatives with identical ways of speaking in all 6 of them. So which basically means if your ideal customer skipped the first 5 because they were not wooed or made somewhat curious by the first creatives that you launched, the 6th one will not even work as well because it's the same language across all those campaigns. It fails to differentiate between awareness, consideration, and conversion stages. You just launched awareness campaigns and did nothing and said, you know what, this is going to work. That's not going to work. This is why your ads are failing. You didn't even put in consideration campaigns. Now I understand these are like, bro, what do you mean consideration campaigns? These are all fundamentals that most agencies, I want to say, should be doing. Not even should, I won't even say should be, have to be doing. There's stages to the selling game, to the creative game. You don't just pump out ads for nothing. That's not what makes marketing hard. It's not that. But we move on. Thirdly, you have ineffective audience targeting, right? You frequently target too broadly or too narrowly, missing your ideal customers while wasting budget on unqualified prospects. Q4, we're trying to get as many prospects through the door, many people buying whatever product they're selling, right? You targeted too broadly because you thought with Q4, everyone is trying to buy their dog a gift, buy their friend's dog a gift, buy their house warming gifts, whatever it may be, right? That's what you thought. But when you were targeting, it was too broadly. You wanted to catch everyone under the net. What does that do? Make sure that your CPM rates are extremely high. Because maybe you don't have low quality creatives. Your creatives are extremely good quality, but you're pumping out an abundance of them, trying to target everyone under the net. CPM rates are high. Now you're wasting budget. Many of those prospects are unqualified, and you're just putting yourself in a very big hole. You understand? This is all you targeted too narrowly. Let's go into that. You wanted to be extremely specific to your ideal customer. Extremely specific. Now I said extremely specific to your ideal customer because you don't want to overdo it. Because when you overdo it, you're too narrow now. In a group of 500, you're going for 30 people. You're not going to make any returns on the amount of ads that you posted or you launched. Let me say that. Now there's problems. Money is not adding up. Everything seems to be off balance because of these fundamental mistakes. Moving on. So here are some benchmark comparison tools, right? You have industry performance comparison, competitor analysis tools, historical data tracking, right? So you need to firstly, with the industry performance comparison, right? You need to compare your ad metrics against industry benchmarks to identify gaps in CPM, CTR, and ROAS performance across platforms. As I said, you compare different industries that are very close to your niche. You know the ad metrics against your benchmarks. You identify the gaps in CPM and CTR and ROAS performance, right? This is across all platforms, mind you. Moving on, you use competitor analysis tools. Now this is especially if you do not have an agency that's going to do this themselves, where you have your own hands hard at work trying to solve everything that's going on. So you're going to use tools that are going to solve these problems. We're going to find out these analytics, right? There's a bunch of AI tools I could recommend for you, but to keep this as short as possible, you're going to use those AI tools. There's a bunch. If you need me to list them out, I'll list them out in the comments, to help find competitor ad strategies, help identify successful creatives and audience target approaches within your price segments. This is the beautiful thing. You allocate all these little fundamentals where you understand, hey, this creative worked successfully, this is because of this and this and this. You are able to allocate into your launches or your creatives, and you do it at a price that's kind to you, you understand? Moving on, you do historical data tracking. You monitor performance trends against previous campaigns and seasonal benchmarks to identify patterns and anticipate Q1 optimization opportunities. Now this goes back into how I was like, you need to have books. Comparison is especially key. Knowing what you were doing last year, and if you had a great Q1 leading from Q4, you use those same analytics, you optimize those same patterns. You say, hey, this is exactly what I'm seeing the same thing I saw last year. This is what we're going to do to ensure that we go into Q1 with the best numbers as possible. Moving on to our second part, right? The 3 strategic testing methods. For the subheading, it's just creative refresh techniques, right? So firstly, you're going to refresh ad images. You're going to update product photography with seasonal elements, lifestyle context, and new angles to prevent fatigue while maintaining brand consistency. This is especially important whether you're creating UGC or you just have product shots. Number one, seasonal elements need to be there. Especially in Q1, you need to study the psychology behind Q1 buying motivation. If you don't know this, your team should, your agency should. Knowing exactly why customers buy in Q1. What are they looking to do? They're trying to align themselves with their goals. Maybe they wanted to be more kind to themselves. You understand all these little fundamentals. And with a refreshed product shot, you understand that you prevent ad fatigue because you are showcasing things that are not continuously on your timeline. It's different every single time. Especially with UGC, the avatar aligns. The avatar maybe is different, but it still aligns with your ideal customers. Right? Moving on. Right? You revamp ad copies. You're going to test new headlines, value propositions, calls to action that are specifically going to address post-BFCM customer psychology and Q1 purchase motivations. These are core fundamentals that you need to fix, especially when you're trying to get out of a dip going into Q1, ensuring that all the creatives you do launch have that purchase motivation that Q1 buyers have, right? Thirdly, content rotation. You're going to introduce fresh video formats showing jewelry or any other product in use. You're going to show testimonials and behind the scenes content to boost engagement and lower ad costs. So this says everything. Number one, video content like UGC. Listen, that is saving you a budget and a half. Because not only is it organic, not only is it free, because you just have to carry your cell phone and just record. Script with the team, say this is what we're gonna do, this is what we're gonna do, we're gonna showcase little this and this, and then guess what? You're not only coming off as warmer and more appealing to people, you're also showcasing your brand to a larger audience. You understand? Right, moving towards the budget reallocation strategy, right? First, you're gonna reallocate based on performance data. We're gonna shift budget from underperforming campaigns to high ROAS performance using post-BFCM data to identify winners and losers, which in simple English, you're gonna move your budget from the bad and the underperforming, move it to the good and performing. Simple. And especially if you're on Meta, you're working with us, or you're working with any other agency that specifically deals with Meta ads, they will have custom metrics set up where they understand the best parts of the winning ad and they will just replicate that. Beauty, you've struck a gold mine. You understand? Moving on, you're gonna have platform diversification. You're gonna redistribute budget across multiple platforms to minimize risk, testing new channels where audiences are showing engagement. Now this is simple as well. You're gonna shift budget to many other sources, TikTok, Google, Meta, ensuring that you're spread out enough. If one platform is not performing as well as you wanted to, you still have a good audience on TikTok, and so on and so forth. Thirdly, timing-based budget shifts. You're gonna adjust spending schedules to capitalize on peak engagement times identified from BFCM results, maximizing impact during proven conversion windows. This itself is extremely simple. You know, through proven windows, through measures that have already been put down into the books, you know that these types of times, these are peak conversion windows. This is when we can get the best out of our ads, because you can't just blindly post or launch an ad and hope for the best. You need to know exactly when it's going to perform well, when to hold off a little bit and just wait for the right time. Right, now we move to the third part, the implementation and the next steps you should take. So here are some quick win action plans to make sure that the steps you take are going to push you towards the right direction and you're going to get out of the dip you're experiencing. First, you're going to implement these changes today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, today. Execute it as quick as possible. You're going to execute these 3 ad optimization strategies immediately after this webinar, after this video, whatever it is you're watching from, for a quick ROAS improvement before Q1, right? Secondly, your 48-hour testing framework. Follow our proven 2-day testing protocol to rapidly identify winning creative and audience combinations without wasting ad spend. Now, if you do not know about proven framework or testing protocol, cool, hit us up, we'll sort you out. Moving on to the third bit, resource checklist. Download our implementation guide with exact step templates and benchmarks to execute these strategies for your brand, not specifically jewelry. We really need to get that out, I'm not gonna lie, but this is not specific to jewelry brands. Moving on, just moving straight on. Just moving straight on, right? Free audit opportunity, right? So what you can do if you feel as if this is overwhelming for you, you feel as if, hey, I don't think I can do this by myself as an agency owner, or you feel as if the team you're currently with, you're not happy with. Look, I'm not saying do anything, but if you feel as if it's the time for change, let us know. No pressure. Let us know. No pressure. No forcing you into anything. Hey, it's just a conversation. You're gonna book your free audit. You can reserve your complimentary 20-minute audit ad performance review with our expert team to identify critical optimization opportunities for your brand, especially leading into Q1 and all throughout 2026, right? What will you be receiving in this quick audit? A detailed analysis of your current ad performance, personalized recommendations, and actionable insights to improve ROAS before Q1 begins, or even as we move throughout Q1. Third part, there is no obligation towards the next step. After your audit, you decide if our 2-week pilot implementation aligns with your goals. Only proceed if you see clear potential for improved results. I say that you can, if you want, you only proceed when you see there is potential for improved results. Mind you, if you are looking for long-term solutions that are not just a 2-week pilot plan, we have you. You can set up contracts, whether it's a month, a quarter, whatever it is that you plan on doing strategically, we have you. Moving on. So what exactly is the pilot program, and what benefits does it have? So firstly, rapid implementation timeline, especially going into Q1. You want to ensure that all these little tweaks are handled right before Q1 kicks off. So to go into detail, our 4-week pilot delivers immediate ad optimization, allowing brands to see measurable results before committing to longer engagements. As I said, it's a 2-week pilot program where you then decide, hey guys, do I want a long-term thing with you guys, a long-term contract? Then if all is sorted, we have the 4-month concrete plan where nothing changes up until the 4th month, where you could hop off and hop on, whatever it is that you want. On the first, or we have a single month plan, whatever it is, right? Or quarterly plans. It's extremely simple. Secondly, you have expert strategy customization, right? You receive tailored ad strategies specifically designed for e-com brands, addressing your unique audience and product positioning challenges. This is specific to you. We don't do something that will work for others and say, no, it might work for you. No. Specific to you, specific to what exactly you're demanding and what exactly needs to happen in the goals that we had set, right? Thirdly, performance-based metrics. Clear reporting on CPM reduction, ROAS improvement, and conversion rate increases to quantify the value of our partnership. Now, mind you, I will add to that, we have weekly check-ins, daily updates, monthly calls and reviews where we analyze everything the month itself, what we can do to get better. If it is that you want to pull back on scaling, you just want to maintain, whatever it is, monthly calls. And again, this is optional. It depends on you. If you do not want to spam in your phone every single day, that's okay. We will hit you up every week, every month. It's all up to you, you know? As I said, it is all up to you. And this is everything that you need to know about ensuring that you remove yourself from that BFCM dip. You analyze you find solutions to the problems that you've been having in terms of high CPMs, declining ROAS, so on and so forth, and just a dip in general, ensuring that you go into Q1 in the best possible way. This has been Lou, the founder and CEO of Green Sage, and I wish you the best. Mind you, I will say again, if it is that you need to know more about us and the work we do, feel free to email us, shoot us a message, hop over to our Instagram, shoot us a message, whatever it is that tickles your boat, and let's get in touch. And wishing you a very, very good new year.